They said she'd change women's basketball forever. What no one said was that the first thing she'd have to change was survival. Tonight, we dig into how the WNBA's brightest star went from miracle cure to moving target, and why the silence of a whistle might cost the league everything. Caitlin Clark didn't just rewrite record books at Iowa, she torched them, then used the ashes as confetti. The 2024 title game drew 18.9 million viewers, outrating the men for the first time ever. Her next stop, the WNBA draft, became the most watched W telecast since 2000. Networks smelled gold. 4 franchises shifted fever dates into cavernous NBA arenas, and 22 regular season broadcasts cracked the million-viewer ceiling. Numbers no one in the league's 28-year history dared imagine. The Clark effect wasn't hype, it was math. Ticket apps surged, merch sold faster than courtside popcorn, and for a brief shimmer, it felt like women's pro hoops had found its North Star. Yet stardom has gravity. Pull too hard on the status quo, and something is bound to snap. But the snap didn't come from a scoreboard. It came from the stripes. Game 1 looked more like tryouts for a rugby scrum. Shoulder shoves in the lane, hip checks in transition, wrists slapped on release. The officials? Mostly watchers. When Clark hit the hardwood for the 4th time in 5 minutes, Fever coach Stephanie White exploded. Egregious, unbelievable disrespect. Commentators clipped the rant. TikTok looped it 12 million times overnight. In Game 3, a no call at the buzzer handed New York the win. Clark chased the lead ref half the length of the court for answers that never came. Night after night, the pattern repeated. Hard contact, ghost whistles, raised eyebrows from veterans who'd spent a decade begging for mainstream attention, now watching it bleed out in bruises. Fans demanded to know, are the refs this bad, or is something else in play? Dig deeper, and the resume gap glares. Screenshots of one official's LinkedIn show nothing beyond varsity boys games in Iowa. College assignments? 0. Yet, he's policing the most watched regular season WNBA bout in 20 years. Why the fast track? Insiders point to the competition committee, a backstage mix of owners, GMs, and marketing execs who determine acceptable physicality before refs even grab a whistle. In other words, culture first, consistency second. The result? Games where Clark absorbs full-court body blows, while a hand check the other way sparks an instant foul. The phrase rookie tax can't explain away a bruised hip and a silent scoreboard. And then, the moment everyone feared arrived, faster than any whistle. May 28, 2025, third quarter in D.C. Clark plants, drives, and crumples, left quadriceps screaming. 90 seconds later, trainers usher her to the locker room. Diagnosis: strain, minimum 2-week shutdown, ending an Iron Woman streak of 185 straight games stretching back to high school. In her first absence, Washington handled Indiana 83-77. Clark, clad in warm-ups, doubled as assistant coach and part-time diplomat, even lobbying refs for a replay review at halftime. But no sideline pep talk could mask the empty seats and muted broadcast buzz. The league's cash cow was in street clothes, and every highlight show now ran a supercut titled "The Hits That Built the Injury." Within 48 hours, ticket resale prices for upcoming fever dates plunged 30%. Fan forums tracked the dip in real time, calling it the reverse Clark effect. Networks, once giddy with million-viewer nights, quietly shuffled backup matchups into primetime slots. Meanwhile, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert penned a Harvard Business Review column touting 3 strategic pillars for growth, never mentioning Clark or Angel Reese by name. Critics pounced. Pillar 1 was literally limping on the sideline. Money talks, but lately it's been whispering. Protect your star, or prepare to start over. Into the vacuum stepped the internet. A viral post claimed Clark filed a defamation suit against ESPN analyst Monica McNutt for calling her overhyped. Snopes shot that down in hours, but screenshots live forever. YouTube titles screamed "Ref suspended," only to reveal 10 minutes of recycled clips and a sponsor pitch for betting apps. Conspiracy or clickbait, each upload fueled suspicion that someone, somewhere, wants the Clark circus contained, even if containment comes with an ice pack. The discontent isn't just online. During a national TV halftime hit, Brittany Griner abandoned the mic, marched to midcourt, and let the officials have it, live. Other veterans followed, calling the officiating disrespectful and warning that player safety isn't negotiable. League sources hint that the Players Association is drafting a formal grievance. Lawyers circling means headlines multiplying. Even Clark's teammates offer veiled advice. Guard Kelsey Mitchell urged her to listen to your body. Translation: the system won't listen, so you must. History loves an inflection point. The WNBA stands at one now. It can pour resources into elite officiating, introduce transparent accountability, and guard the athlete drawing millions of new eyes. Or it can cling to backroom committees, hope ratings survive, and watch the momentum fizzle with every awkward limp down the tunnel. Because here's the truth, no marketing deck can dodge. Viewers aren't casual anymore. They're detectives. They saw the elbow at half court, the turned back, the scoreboard swing. They'll notice if reform is cosmetic. They'll notice if the next phenom chooses overseas dollars over a domestic bruising. Caitlin Clark was supposed to be the league's dream. Instead, she's become its stress test, exposing weak joints, loud gaps, silent whistles. If those joints don't get reinforced soon, the roof won't just leak. It'll collapse. The question left echoing in every arena tunnel is simple. When the whistle stays silent, how long before the stands fall quiet too?